It's day 14 of quarantine and I've ran out of toilet paper and all I have is tabo. All my Filipino people know what's up. What is going on YouTube land? I am Chris Catalunya. Before we get into this shoe review today, go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And we're hitting it really close to that 10,000 subscriber mark here on this YouTube channel. Thanks if you're subscribed already. If you're not, you definitely will want to, because once we hit 10K, I'm gonna give away a Supreme Super Soaker and a Supreme Floral Skateboard deck. So definitely hit that subscribe button down there. It's worth it. Alright, getting onto the shoe in hand, I have that Nike AirMax 90 and that Reverse Duck Camo colorway. Now, back in 2013, Nike collaborated with Atmos, which is based in Japan, on a shoe that looks pretty much like this, hence the name Reverse. Now, you'll know some difference, some hits or some panels are reversed in color, like the infrared is now substituted for the black, or the black substituted for infrared color. I was lucky to hit on this shoe locally. SneakerPolitics actually had a contest in which you posted an AirMax shoe that you had some fondness for, post a description about it, and if you won, then you were gonna get these shoes. Now, I actually did a video which we can watch here right now. Tokyo Maze. You're probably laughing right about now. Sure, it ain't a grail, it isn't even a hyped piece, but for me, I'm reminded of a simpler time, but an exciting one. A good portion of my childhood was spent in Japan. The streets, the trains, the smells, learning to be accustomed to what was unfamiliar. It was maze-like. Having to navigate through these experiences, learning to be culturally open-minded, the patterns on the upper, they're definitely representative. Now we're back. I know I kind of went overboard. A lot of people posted pictures of shoes that they were fond with. I went all out and I did a video, but I had to. I just had to get that guaranteed W, so that's why I went for it. Anyways, the shoe retailed at a price point of $140 USD. Add your taxes and your VAT just based on where you reside. Looking at the third party, looking at StockX, looking at GOAT, the shoe is hitting anywhere between $200 and $260. Again, just depending on the size that you are needing, which is kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm working remote from home right now and I'm like remoted into like 5 different computers just trying to like put out fires and whatnot. Back to the shoe, which is kind of crazy because the 2013 pair is selling anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. And again, the panels, there's just like a slight variation between them. Taking a look at the upper of this Nike AirMax 90, we have a lot of textiles and materials being used on this shoe. From the leather, the vinyl, the meshing, the TPU plates, a lot of things going on. Now, prominent and in your face is that camo green going on, and you can see some of that camo print on top of that. So this is actually outfitted with a camo green leather, and then the camo design looks like it's actually screen printed onto that leather. Now, separating the two different panels, we have that Nike swoosh, which is done in a shiny black crocodile leather or vinyl material. Of course, it's not real crocodile. Now, we have that AirMax TPU plate right here, done up in black, displaying that AirMax logo right here in that infrared color. And in matching fashion of that black TPU plate with those horizontal lines going across, you'll see the lacing system with the eyelets being outfitted with that TPU, as well as the heel plate right here with the Nike Air logo in that infrared color. Looking towards the vamp of the toe box and the collar area of the shoe, this is outfitted in an infrared meshing material to enable breathability for your foot. Now, the 2020 Nike Air 90, the Reverse Duck Camo, in comparison to the 2013 version of the Atmos Nike collaboration, you'll see that it's more of a roles reversal thing. You'll see some panels that are different, some that are the same. So the vamp on the 2013 version one is actually black. The TPU plates all over the shoe in the 2013 version are actually infrared in color versus the black that we have here. Moving on to the lacing system, starting from the bottom, we have this black suede panel going on, which I really like. It feels pretty good to the touch, it's soft, and I like it because it contrasts with the rest of the shoe, having that synthetic leather, the leather and the vinyl going on. It just makes it pop a little bit more. And as discussed earlier, we have the TPU plates with the eyelets for the shoelaces to feed into. Now, the default set of laces that we are provided are of a white color, a flat shape, and a cotton build. And actually, we do have two other laces with the shoe, one set being infrared, the other one a black color, but honestly, of the three, I think white is the best. Behind those sets of laces is the tongue, which is outfitted with that same leather top that you see on the quarter panels or the mid panels of the shoe, outfitted with that same camo pattern. At the top, you see the woven label with the infrared color background and the white Nike swoosh AirMax moniker. Getting to the inside of the shoe, behind the tongue and the lining of the shoe, it's actually outfitted with this infrared colored mesh, which I actually like, at least is not white. On the previous 2013 pair, this was actually outfitted in black in color, which I would have preferred, but I get it. Totally different shoe. And this lining is padded at the lateral, the medial, and at the heel of the shoe for comfort to your ankle. Now, in removing the insole, this is what it looks like. We have an infrared fabric panel placed on a thin piece of black foam. Towards the heel, you have your Nike logo done up in black. On the 2013 pair, as you get it, it's a rose reversal type thing. Getting closer to the shoe, looking at the cassette tape right here with the horizontal lines going on, this is done up black in color. Looking into the air chamber, you see that infrared going on. On the 2013 pair, roles reverse. So a red or infrared cassette and a black chamber on the inside. The outsole of the shoe is employing a blown rubber to enable flexibility and durability. The traction markings, take a look at it. We have that typical waffle design, which was made famous by Bowerman, and then you have the path going on that is squiggly, and then the horizontal lines done up in a black panel. When it comes to size, I'm normally rocking a size 8.5 or a 9 US, 8.5 being my true to size. These are an 8.5, they definitely fit true to size. If you have any questions, I definitely would hit up the stores like your Foot Locker, your sneaker boutiques locally, and try on an Air Max there or an Air Max 90 there before you pull the trigger on these shoes on the resale market, provided that we're even allowed to enter stores in this quarantine situation right now. In terms of comfort, these shoes are pretty comfortable right out of the box, but it doesn't provide anything in terms of arch support. Normally, I'm rocking a third-party insole that has arch supports because my feet suck. You can find that link or the arch supports that I used in the description below. Both the EVA foam and the Nike Air unit at the heel, they do provide some cushioning and some impact resistance, but now in comparing the 2090 that just released, you can actually check out that video above. I think the 2090 Air Maxes feel a lot better than the 90 ones, and I guess it's supposed to be that way with your new iterations of shoes, but it's just kind of crazy that the 2090 feels so much more different than the Nike Air 90s. Like in comparison, the EVA foam on these shoes just feel a little bit more firm than the 2090s. Overall, I will say that I enjoyed this updated version of that 2013 Air Max Atmos pair. I think this is refreshing. I even though they just switched up the panels, I'm glad that I was able to cop this in hand, and especially at that retail price point of $140 USD, why not? Now, would I buy this on the secondary market? Resale is not too ridiculous right now. I only anticipate that the prices will go up a bit, especially after quarantine is lifted. We'll see what happens. Again, in comparing this to the 2090 version, 2090s are so much more comfortable, but this is automatic classic. You gotta have this shoe, so why just cop both of them. Alright guys, I think this is a good stopping point for this video. What do you think about this iteration of the Nike Air Max 90, that reverse duck camo colorway? Is this a good pickup, a bad pickup? Were you able to hit on sneakers or at your local boutiques or wherever? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Go and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And again, we're hitting it really close to 10,000 subs on this channel. Thank you if you're subscribed already. If you're not, please do. I would appreciate it. Alright guys, I'm Chris Catalunya, and we will check you next time. Cheers! Sige na.